Hi everyone, this is Don Anders. A lot of people recently have asked about our three bucket approach to retirement planning. We covered this in a recent webinar that we did, which by the way, if you haven't attended, I'll go ahead and link it down below. But a recent webinar specifically about drop rollovers and some strategies that you can look at for those drop rollovers. But part of that part of what we talked about was the three bucket approach. Now, the three bucket approach in normal retirement planning for people who don't have a pension, for people who don't have, the FRS like you all have, that includes an income bucket, a liquid money bucket, and a long-term growth bucket. Okay. For a lot of you who are in the FRS, in the Florida retirement system, your income will be close to, or for some of you even more than what you're currently bringing home between pension and Social Security. So how does the three bucket approach tie in? Well, the way we use the three bucket approach is simple. You still have buckets 1 and 3. So you still have your safe liquid bucket for emergency funds to get access to money in case something happens. You have your bucket 3, your long-term growth bucket for when we see times like now where inflation's higher than it normally is. Keeping up, making sure that your money is at least keeping up with what everything else is going up by. And then bucket 2, what we typically recommend if you don't need income, if you do need income, that's still where bucket 2 comes in. But if you don't, then you can use that as your safe growth bucket. And that can be CDs, that can be fixed index accounts. There are different safe growth buckets. Now, if you do it that way, the reason that we recommend is the old, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, let me show you. Let's just, for round numbers sake, let's just assume that you have $300,000 between all your investments, okay? Just for round numbers sake. If you did that, and you had $100,000 in bucket 1, $100,000 in bucket 2, and $100,000 in bucket 3. What that strategy does is it kind of alleviates all of the pain points of retirement planning for a lot of you. Not for everybody, but for a lot of you. And so if you did it that way, you would have $200,000 that is liquid, that you could get access to. You'd have $200,000 that is safe, and you'd have $200,000 that is growing. Because remember, in every investment, there's basically 3 parts. There's how safe it is, how liquid it is, and how much it's growing. You can only choose 2 of those things. So if you do the 3 bucket approach, that will get you a diversity in all of those. Now, for some of you, you might say, okay, I like that idea, but I want a little bit less in my emergency funds. I don't quite need 1/3 of my money in, liquid safe accounts. I'd rather have more growing. Fine, you can adjust it and kind of play with it. Or you might say, I want more or less money that's in the long-term growth, the market-based account. Some people even come in and say, you know what, I don't want anything in the market. I want to keep my money safe. That's fine. It's your accounts. You have to go with what you are comfortable with. But the point is if you do a 3 bucket approach, if you do this plan, then you're going to be growing. You're going to have money that's safe. You're going to have money that's liquid, and it's just an all-around pretty solid plan for most people. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people that we meet with, it works out well. So if you'd like to talk more about the 3 bucket approach for your drop funds, for retirement planning, I'll go ahead and link our calendar down below specifically to discuss that option. We have found it to be pretty good for a lot of people in drop from our experience, and that's pretty extensively what we do is work with people in drop. So if you'd like to discuss that, we'd be happy to. The other nice thing is we can also use that 3 bucket approach. We can use your existing accounts, right? So if you have accounts with Voya or Vanguard or Nationwide, we can use those existing accounts because we're independent. We work with those companies, but we can also give you the options outside of that as well. So if you're interested, once again, I'll go ahead and click our link below. Complimentary consultation, doesn't cost anything to talk with us. We'll go over those options and maybe we can come up with a 3 bucket plan for you, and maybe it'll work out. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want more information about retirement, investing, making money easy, you can go ahead and click here. Or if you'd like to subscribe, it really helps the channel. And then you also get updates when we release new information. You can click here to do that. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day.